Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! Torpedo! Eagle! Force field! Sonic Boom! I'm fucking good.
Round 2. Fight.
Force field! Eagle!
Brutality.
Eat peace, motherfucker!
Peacemaker wins. Round 1. Fight.
Eagle! Force field! Eagle! Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! Torpedo! Eagle! Sonic Boom! Torpedo! Yes!
Round 2. Fight.
Sonic Boom!
Round 1. Fight.
Eagle! Eagle! Eagle!
Round two. Fight.
Eagling. Force field.
Finish him. Peacemaker wins. Round one. Fight.
Eagles. Eagles. Booyah! Torpedo! Torpedo! I'm fucking good.
Round two. Fight.
Torpedo! Eagle! Eagle! Torpedo!
Final round. Fight.
Eagle! Sorry.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, it's fixed now. This man's grabbing a down 3. It's crazy. We got another peacemaker. Back to back. It's full of peacemakers. Oh, okay.
Time hunting is never wasted.
Round 2. Fight.
We're playing Smoke Havoc, holy shit.
Final round.
Oh wow, okay. So I'm gonna beat that. Oh wow.
Gotta like.
Fatality. Smoke wins. Round 1. Fight. Final round, fight. Round one, fight. Round two, fight. Finish him. Smoke rings. Round one. Fight. Round two. Win. Fight. Round two.
Cameo trade to get us started here to potential final round.
Back door, so not coming in consistent. We put them all the way to the corner, baby. Over wakes up with the chest.
It's one of the hardest wake-ups to break in the game. So quick is that armor. Liu Kang, probably number one in having his armor break at forward. You gotta see that there's an option against it here that exists. Omni-Man. We saw earlier, he almost picked up with it with a Wiener front kick. So close. We saw that getting desperate here.
Wait a second, not get the right as Rebel has to break, did not want to face the OP situation afterwards. And right now, this looks like Zombat's game to win. Only with the Venturemite stance just sitting there like, hey, what's going to do? Please, I dare you to press the button. You're not ready for it.
Gonna react. Or was just waiting. Give him respect right though, and Zombat completed the string. Not ready for it. Rebel. Go to the 1-2. Backdash Molina.
This is not coming right now. This setup is he's going to have Jaden wake up. Bro, oh no. 20 seconds left on the block. Clap.
Meaty clap. Trying to get your react kick, I think.
Oh, beautiful reaction from Zombat.
Actually had a couple of qualifiers already. Are looking really good. Get started. This one was like made offline, and he finally caught one with the Venturemite stand swing.
Got the chin check instantly, and Rebel striking first leg, the correct way, stepping on the protector's back. Oh my goodness, take a good look right now.
And Omni-Man's Venturemite stance, guys, when he enters it, it has 4 options out of it. There's one of them. Has a grab, has a cancel, and then has one that will come from the top rope. We're gonna go before it. Unblockable, and is it outable in Venturemite stance? With blows and projectiles outside of the EX.
The overhand is a safe option. However, if you unblock it, it is not safe any longer. So it's all dependent on how you use your cameo to cover the Venturemite stance. And as you see what Rebel is doing, it makes it pretty hard until you try to, actually win it.
Yeah, that Venturemite stance too, which is that overhead teleport. Reminds me a lot of Martian's teleport back in Injustice.
Oh my god.
I mean, I wish we had unblocked back in Injustice 1. I can tell you that right now.
When I was at that time.
Rebel.
Legacy.
Oh my gosh, wait,
I know the fuck. I don't have to call it interrupted. How about you?
I'm going to throw out the rules here, man. Rest in peace, my man, Tommy. Okay, small ball.
Go for real.
No, Donald is literally Eagle. My favorite character right there. Wait a second. Trying to walk him down.
Just catching the Panther, I think. 1 down 3. Yeah, Omni-Man, chill. Saying this is starting to warm a little bit. You have the health deficit right now, good sir. I know it's powerful mustache.
He's up around. That's the thing.
He's a lot of good too.
Oh, that was back one that could have spelled disastrous.
That forward dash to the forward.
Clap pulling that down. Wow.
Man, he just obliterated him. Just staggering the forward one, catching anything. The defensive rep right now. Nice hold. Is it the run, Shaggy?
That's it. There's no way, yes. An optimal meter bill right there. Just throwing the fireball in your space, guys. We're in our final game, final round between these two. Loser side, top 8. People do not want to go home. Not respect it.
So I get Rebel manually changed which version of Chameleon that he wanted and used it perfectly. So he left on that, and now he's resourceless.
Get aside. Let's do the down hold. Oh, it's hard respect. He's going to throw up the side on the chest, and guess what? Full combo to the corner once again.
Waits out. Well, I just look at the air fireball.
Oh, that's a big punish. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Let's see something with a pin advantage. Couple mouse spin. Another kick from Zombat, and he's starting to feel it right now. Kento is the comeback reel. Here in the pro competition.
And I like the
Zombat.
but he should be dead. That's fireball. Oh, no, he didn't.
He's a built by miracle to have the wrong cameo, but Zombat gets the punish, and will come take this in a comeback 2 games straight. Returns to favor with the brutality, and is going to take this 3-2 in another.
Get the Ward of Mages on the screen, but he's rocking Sub-Zero to Sub-Zero systems going to negate some of that zoning coming out of the game as well as the strike grenade. So we're going to see how Sunio adjusts to that. He locked him up from the skies. Hello? He said, get back down. You don't see that?
That is one of the biggest counters to Rain when you've got that cameo. He's going to be countering projectiles all day long in the bubble, which shuts down every projectile, which shuts down every single flying kick. Because the gap is closed, Rain's going to play his game. Back to full screen he goes. Watch his toes. How would you let Miss Page get away with all this either? Lock him up. And that's so funny. I mean, that's great game. And this is so many anti-projectiles that Stu's got to deal with. And then Dinos has been cooking. Both these guys have been cooking in online competition. Again, facing the 1-1. Rain's backdash in the normals. You guys got to be wary for it. This is a matchup. A lot of these characters want pretty similar ranges up close.
I'm still weirded out now. Sunio showing respect. Like, that was kind of weird.
That was. I don't know if Bandinos recognized something was up, and it breaks caught from everything. No, the breaker. He does get that nasty, but no, as we see, 16 seconds remain. Nice patience there. Rain got his goal. But still looks really aggressive. Yeah, shut down one. And the 1-1 pressure makes it Rain the sub behind him. This team H2 in 2 different forms, baby. Yes!
Guess what you're doing? Guess what? That damage, 428, my God.
Shows the damage. Mondo through the 4-1 in the corner.
Got those fireballs so long, get the back door as well. This is up in the corner, might be kind of questionable. We're going to see. Oh no.
People do miracles, here we go. Sit-ups.
No, you didn't. Your head gap left. My God, the fight.
Here we go. Oh,
here we go again.
It doesn't go here again. Wonderful delay wake up there by Studios plus the Void Glove. Oh my God. Time but back to wristed all on block there. Get Bandinos. So this is the round. It's going to end here either way. You know, the air projectile started, but with that ice armor, it's going to give Rain a lot more time to, as you saw in the first round, get those projectile trades that are in his favor. Uh-oh. Oak special. And with that sub art, man, the synergy of Rain sub.
It's really good. And he gets a plus 50 help on it as well. He caught the back head, so he's basically so safe. And he thought it'd steal your turn. No, sir, my friend. That's 3 bars wasted. Beautiful. I didn't even know there was a hard gap.
I'm gonna need you to forget about that real quick, Kento.
I think the ball will come through Chewbacca.
Hold on a second. Pull out a striker. I'm just gonna Banditos dealing with right now. The assist via throw. Oh no. Did a pad die again? Studio did say, or I do remember some players saying that their pad has been dying a lot lately, but it looks like Studio maybe is a victim here. But Bandino's showing the respect and got another input error afterwards. This is the second time that he's given respect and made a mistake afterwards immediately with the roundhouse attempt. Was that the ice armor?
What's it's not being on his side today. That's unfortunate, but wait for that.
Why was Banditos only going for the throw right there? That was 1 pixel away from forcing him off the energy.
The raindrops coming out. So Sunio's controller actually lasted the way locks him up again. At least one button still works.
But that's such a lot. Man, it was big up.
Even without the it's still there. Is that trading your business?
Guys are looking for universal answers to cameos like striker situations like that. Down 2 really good to get the game straight and to hit him back enough where they can't kind of pressure afterwards for free.
Alright, but he gets clipped by that third hit and gets another throw skill right now. Looks like wait a second, hey,
Look at that here. A Rain not go for it. jump kick when they do something like that. Great jump kick. Kind of absurd. So is the pressure right now from Sunio.
I think that was the wrong one, but it's the back throw. Now, wait a minute. Chip is an issue. Full string with some armor. No, he doesn't. But he gets some right here. So you have to use the break.
Not immediately. Jump. Flip. Something.
He did not wake up with that raw, no armor. There's no way. He did.
That's qualifier 2 and qualifier 3 for NA East and NA West. March 8th and April 6th. Sunio Bendinos. 1-1. We're back, baby.
We're back. Right back to zoning. Right back to ice armor. Oh, watch the toe. He got sight and he goes down the puddle. Oh, that's the combo. Oh, no, he's on the puddle.
We're playing that guessing game every time. Sunio Blue touches him. Let's get the armor on. Look at this, just got those grenades. And tried to hide a bubble. And that's the thing about the dirty bubble tip, though, is you try to hide stuff in it, but you have really slow animation, and you open yourself up. There's that clean jump like that.
Good second strike grenade, so if you save the day, let's do it about the day.
Such a nasty one that Rain has there. Double hitting, quick armor break in the first part of that string. 5 hits to it. Staggers so many things. Great full screen presence here. Ice armor on, water armor on. What's he gonna do about that? What is Fire gonna do about that?
No, but he gets it back to us dead. Oh, he just gave you full combo for this because he doesn't feel that striker. One's only coming through. And man, this picture game right now is going down. We're down to 20 seconds left on the clock. And you're going to think that's a bad mistake, but he has to break. And he does stick with his striker.
There's Absorb there, and Sunio. Got that man just saved it with his he's dead.
That was because he's a flip guard. Oh, no, he's dead. That's not going to help you go. Yo, man, he knows to flip clutch. Bring it to the air. Puts up the water. Find his strength. And it's back down. So wait. I lied. Okay, I'm not
Worrying about once those raw wake up kicks would have worked right there.
Man, if he did it right there, I would have lost my mind. He locked this man up again, gets the double dash with no Mario Kart.
Yeah, hit that projectile, that, my friend. That was gonna work, and was ready for time. What Rain is doing behind that, man.
So dirty. Go ahead and see it.
No.
Let's go about good chance.
That's Davy Jones' blocker, mate.
No, it's not a great sight at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Very sneaky down there.
Just crabs. There's a black girl.
This place is here. Back door, he gets a slight little combo for it. Wait, these folks are Adam.
Make sure his posts are back.
Open the special, but wait the shoulder, making him safe and the back door was really Bandito. This game will win right now.
And we're gonna have to check out. Really smart us here to go below. Pressure is on and holding it. Lundy striker, I think Ben here's perfectly fine. They open it up. Sunio finally do the backdash though. Was kind of the Bandito special up until this point. And he just fixed it with a forward dash, but Bandito doesn't get wild. It's breaker.
We got him 20 seconds again. He gets quick and has a break. Sunio has a life lead. Not to be along with this. The break right of no grenades are there.
Here's under 10 seconds now. Sunio the slight lead. He's gonna fall in the whirlpool. Oh,
he locked him up. That should be it. There's nothing Bandito can do.
Striker, the biggest super striker there.
Man, he came in so fast. I don't even know why Striker was running that fast. How?
Oh, there he goes. Just as fast. Sunio's so smart with the zoning right now. Avoiding the whirlpool like a plague.
So, 1-1. The cancel from the place is kind of disrespectful, though. Oh, grenades are there. Nice tech on the throw. You shot out pass.
Almost got away punish for that.
Man, I thought that focus would be gone. He's a broke. Wait a second, here's the setup open his offense.
And again,
right?
Is he grabbing? Oh, no, keep it simple. Just throwing that because even on block, they're going to be safe and avoiding some kind of wake up on a situation. And break if they do anything.
He tried it, but it wasn't in time. Another back throw. Sunio looking like 2-1 in the set. That's
not like this.
It's not like this. What happened?
You see Rain. Not mistaken, is that they're going to go to 1-1 final round. So we're going to stay here while they I don't know if they're really planned out, but maybe they're going to a meter stay. But 1-1 final round is where we're trying to get to right now. I think that they're pressing some buttons, maybe using some armor. I don't know. But hopefully they understand that. I think it's going to 1-1 final round. That's not just a complete play.
I think they look like they kind of be playing now. I'm not gonna lie to you. They look like they need it.
You know what? I'm gonna. They're playing like this. I should be coming in anyway. They're helping.
Yes.
Studio.
Again.
As long as you get the help, this is such a good situation for him. Just you gotta come to me, but like, whoa!
He's going to cancel. He's not back though. Oh, he tried to jump out, but he got hit. That range drop is so huge for no reason.
That water beam?
That water beam. That's what oh, he was close enough. This is now scream.
Oh, that was the quickest. Can confirm you'll see off of the 1-1, aka the beach slap. From rain. And 950. Oh boy, no, that's a goner. Down the toilet. That's a flush. So, that fatal 1-1. 381 on his total damage. Scary. Let's talk about it last time, Tinto. That ring fatal blow was the best reactionary ones in the game. That's how far it is.
The range is actually ridiculous. Like, the damage is like unfair. I can't believe they let you downplay this character in my ear for like so long. Because you're laughing. You know what? This is why I can't stand you.
I've only unplayed him live.
Okay, guy.
As of right now.
Right now, it says.
I've only played him on top of 3 guys, I promise right now.
Oh, man, okay, wait a second. Striker tried to lock him, but he said no, sir.
He just will jump over the rain god. He's always had such a good mind. Full zoning and full screen spacing. That's always been kind of a specialty of his going back to when I first started seeing the beat, which was Injustice 1. He was zoning Green Arrow and Cyborg, and Injustice 2 he was zoning with Green Arrow and Cyborg.
Man, sometimes everything's just going to be with it. But who would have thought, like, the archetype that him playing Kang in this game is actually ridiculous?
Yeah, back in Mortal Kombat X, he was a Katana player, and Reptile player, and MKX, he was a Robocop player, and a Jackie player. That you never know.
It's true, you never know. He full of he would have to oh my god, he tried to hand you, but then that strike's going to have to save your ass. Goes back to down 3, and he thought he was going to throw, but he's not going to break. Your life now is going to be for real this time.
Where there is
Oh no, he
smoke,
is. Wrong.
That's the mix. Forever
Dead! Never mind!
I would. 1.
2, 1 hit paper, and Bandinos. Oh my god, you so good at Punisher Poke with a beautiful trip guard coming out of Tunio. Hey, why did you jump in that, young man? Let me teach you something. Who gets the back foot? And immediately I thought, what you gonna do? Oh my god, how did he get under that? That is good for me.
All senior right now.
That you guys decide to tune in here on a daily basis, and today we're gonna deliver Day 1 Combat, and this is the lineup. We start with one of our fan favorites, of course. It is the young myth himself. It is Rotha, and everyone in the Discord bike, when they saw that lineup, they were like, please bring that new buffed Quan Chi in match number 1. We want to see Rotha make it happen versus Yosuhuna. Scorpion main, very strong Scorpion main, by the way, and we saw what Scorpion can do in the right hands. Big shout out to our boy, MK Javier. Phenomenal job over there in Brazil. Second, Cream Demon.
Season starts. Rotha rocking the bald sorcerer himself and Scorpion from Yosuhuna. Scorpion Striker. We saw that used to such great effect in Brazil.
Oh, that is correct, Mike. Yes, MK Javier, the absolute goat of all Scorpions. But surprisingly, even after the Quan Chi buffs, not a lot of players play it. But Rotha, he can do it, and there it is, the first encounter here here in Rotha's favor. Already secured that life link. But we see some combos.
That's right, and already looking like a Towers match, frankly, with the amount of things filling the screen. Rotha's mission is to fight. Oh, that was disgusting.
Did you see how he just trapped him right there? Had the throw option, covered everything. It was straight up setup from Rotha. Yosuhuna, he doesn't even know what's happening.
Exactly. You've heard of jailing your buttons. However, what about jailing your opponents? In the bone cage, Tuggle's coming in with the combo. Portal is out. Get away from me.
This is set up pretty non-stop, and even though Yosuhuna, he got a slight hit there. It didn't work out because the bottle dragged him back. This is insane what Rotha is doing.
Exactly, and with Striker... Oh my god, that's it! It's over. Jax coming in to give Scorpion a Jax, if you know what I mean. And if you've seen this on YouTube, then that's... Use your mind's eye. That's all I can say. This Big Bravler
is incredible. Rotha with one of the most insane Quan Chi performances I've seen in a long, long time. That's what he's known for. And of course, Mike, that is the reason why we picked him up as an official arena-sponsored player. I'm still super happy that Tigress had the idea back then. She said, you know what, Rev, let's not only host some events, let's actually support some players on the way as well. Pick them up and send them to all these insane offline events. Rotha, we can't wait to see you in action. Marco, I'm looking forward to see that dude as well. But now it is done.
Absolutely. Anyway, we're going to sort of home field advantage in the lab. Yosuhuna getting the first significant touch, and now it's corner setup or not, as Rotha just jumps in. You think you're trapped in here? No, you're trapped in here with me.
Like, after seeing this gameplay now for the first minute, I can understand why the chat prediction is literally super one-sided. The people, they know what Rotha is cooking.
Yes, it seems like it doesn't matter about Quan Chi's actual deficiencies. If he can just put enough things on screen for you to have to deal with, then he doesn't have to press the button and get blown up for it.
That is a good threat. Okay. Yes, lively secured, and now Scorpion players can play it defensive. But never mind, Rotha, full screen options available.
I like this cameo switch to community because we now have the option of big damage. Speaking of big damage, this is going to be it. So switching from Striker to stop to moving away from the spin grenade gameplay means we don't have to try and whittle the Trixie Sorcerer down little bit by little bit.
That is correct, yes, and I can understand it. Both cameos basically a different purpose. On the one side you have Striker, which gives you insane safety, but versus very solid defensive players like Rotha, sometimes you just want the mix buy. You want these options to open him up.
Absolutely, and it's very difficult to go up against not only a defensive brick wall, but a portal that stops you from getting close. Tried to go for the cheeky overhead in the corner, did Rotha, but wise to it, Yosuhuna. But again, there's the green portal, the get away from me portal. Social distance the portal.
I like the way that sounds. But now Yosuhuna, look at the boy go. Rotha in trouble, question mark. There's the reset. Ball pressure incoming. Krabs gets tagged. Yosuhuna with phenomenal awareness over there in the corner. Good. Wait, fatal blow is ready, and I don't see enough sticks of butter there for Rotha to break. But this match is tied up. 1-1, and the Chameleon switch was the perfect choice. Scorpion strikes back, and that means we officially have a match, the first fight in Season 4, and it's already a banger. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Uncle Blazer and Schneepuki, thank you so much for the resubs. I don't have to talk about it anymore. You guys know it. All these subscriptions, the gifted subs, the donations, they help tremendously, keeping this entire things going, not only for us as organizers and of course for everyone involved, but for all the players as well. Prize pool for Season 4, 63% already crushed by this community. Thank you.
You are that good a sorcerer, Quan Chi.
Round 1. Fight. There's the next round. Let me just make a double check here if Bulk is still with us. Bulk, we have technical problems. Bulk, is your microphone out again? Did you turn it off by accident, old man? Rosa, oh, this poke is nasty. And again, we're back full speed. There's this spear. Rosa ready for it. I like the way. In the first seconds, this man is standing full screen there and then dash up, combo stuff. Very dominant round. Good answer from Rosa.
I have a bit. It's considerable more here. Not here than a kebab.
Robo, where the hell are you coming from now all of a sudden?
Hey, I just figured, you know, build some airtime into a Vulcan can come back. What's up, Rip?
Robo, did you actually just join this year on your mobile?
Why do you say that?
Because your microphone quality is absolute trash right now.
Really? Well, the Vulcan is having problems, and I'm having problems, and I think one common denominator, Rip.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh.
I'm back. Bulk is back.
I'm back.
I'm pretty sure Bulk heard Robo's microphone quality and was like, okay, I have to rush. I have to make this quick.
Absolutely. Oh, thanks, Robo, for covering my backside again. Anyway, back to the boner cage. And Tuggles coming in, hit them low. Skulls are flying. Finally, Yoshihuna gets in, then gets out of there. Kitana Leon out, but enough. Damn.
What are these teammates from Robo? What the hell was that?
Oh, that was in the patch notes, didn't you see? It was another Quan Chi buff.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rosa is bringing the stutter backs. That's how I call that. Let's take a look at that replay.
All right. I hope I didn't miss anything in the meantime. I see Yoshihuna got a match.
Rosa,
you're a special creature, Rosa.
He is
We're
really
glad you're on our
special
side.
creature, Mike. That's the perfect way to describe it. But only thing what matters right now, Rosa is officially on match point. 2-1 lead, Yoshihuna. We won that game 5. Let's see if we can bring it.
Okay, is it going to be Bold Magician or Teleporty Fire Enthusiast? Oh, in with the Sky Drop straight away. Doesn't want to have to deal with any up-close pressure, does Rotha. Right, the trap. You've activated my trap card again.
Rosa is so freaking oppressive with that loadout. Like, Quan Chi, you have to look out for so many different options at the same time. All these little setups, then the zoning.
Exactly. This is meant to be a Premier Zoner, not 100% rushdown monster in-your-face setup machine. Didn't block the overhead, though. From the Millennium Ball, Kroll for the extension, into the spin. And then eating the Earthworm Shim for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Gonna cancel into the fatal blow, get some Damahe. Oh my goodness. Top tier problems. Have you ever been 2+? As Quan Chi was 2+ to connect the throw then. Cost him quite a chunk. Jax coming in to save, to ruin everything for his boss.
But this is intense.
I'll try to get the whip punish.
There's a ball. There's the standing 4. Not able to hit confirm this bad boy. Poke
I'll
special.
just step.
Throw. Bulk. Is it
That's
enough?
gonna be it.
I think so. Not quite, but...
Jax nearly ruined it again for his boss. Interesting voice line from Quan Chi. I'm not sure why the cat is mad at the male chicken in that particular fatality.
Rotha takes it. The boy is back, bringing that new buffed Quan Chi into the arena tonight. Rotha, that was phenomenal. Congratulations, Yosuuna. You played out of your mind as well. That was a great start, in my opinion.
It was a great match, but it's one of those things. We've got to now learn how to deal with buffed up, roided to the eyeballs Quan Chi, especially with those teabags.
Let me take a
read it in the patch
lineup real quick. Coming up next, oh, this is going to be a good one, chat. This is definitely going to be a good one. So the new addition to the Arena Empire, so to say, Sugarnip, joining us from the NA side of things. People told me this Raiden is insane. Today it turns into the Battle of Regions. We have Nanashi back in action. We haven't seen Nanashi for ages. I think the last time Nanashi played was actually in Season 1. But I remember that Laubalk. Very, very strong, all the way from Germany. So, let's take a look at this match. Sugarnip already in this lobby. This is going to be his first Arena League set ever. And I can't wait for it.
I remember the Nashi did I believe, an internal clan clash of German superiority.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that. I remember the Nashi. And I remember the Nashi from MKX as it goes. But what more can we say about Sugarnip gaming? Who doesn't love a little bit of Sugarnip?
This is going to be a good one. Chat, get ready. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Special day for the Arena season kickoff. I think overall it is season 19 when we count all of them together. But of course, season 4 here for the new Mortal Kombat 1 game. More than 400 people are in the crowd with us. Bulk, let's go.
Okay, all right, and we get the hat. It's the hat showdown. Headwear headbang, if you will, and the big significant touch going to the one with the sweet nipples. Mr. Sugarnip from NA, piling on the pressure.
Oh, and I see Nanashi fishing for that overhead.
Right, just crouching under Goro's armpits there. I think Oriental Hat provided some protection to the pubes.
There is an overhead. Good armor from Nanashi. Good option. What Kung Lao can do one of the best armored buttons in the entire game. That is good. That is a quick elsewhere.
Yeah, great edge there. Prior to that sequence, there was a really intelligent...
Oh, but yeah, Bulk. This is intense. Big dropped opportunity, but of course we get the second chance. Full cash out. Nanashi.
And we are going to bring it back. Now, Nanashi does have to be a bit more careful, perhaps, in the next round, because just prior to that sequence when Nashi got some traction, Sugarnip used Kano Ball off screen with the electric fly and then you just saw Kung Lao get popped with Kano Ball from behind. So a real master of their team synergy is Sugarnip. Right, I think there'll be other knives coming in from off screen just in case.
I have to say, I like the way Nanashi is dealing with that Raiden pressure.
But dealing with Raiden pressure is play this
So they're down to it as well. He is aware that off-screen Kano is an option. Good blocks your defense versus Raiden. You have to be careful when you want to take a turn back.
That's right. Oh, checking Sugarnip's BBC with his own quad pit pressure off the Goro assist. Big Bull Commando not doing the same job, and that's the first game for Nanashi.
Nanashi, this man is the master of hardwares. He is too quick today. I saw that.
And you're not going to appreciate this on YouTube, but I like that brutality. Yeah,
chat. We get some big ales in the chat. Nanashi is going crazy, representing that mighty MKB team.
What's over the random
nice. What does MKB stand for?
I'm not sure. Mortal Kombat Brotherhood, I think.
Mortal Kombat brother.
I think we have women in the chat right now. I think he's a part of MKB as well. Maybe someone can let us know what it stands for. I think it is Mortal Kombat Brotherhood, if I remember correctly.
Hey, for my sake.
Okay, alright. Getting to
Focus him.
Round 2. Fight.
in with the teleport straight away. Keep your hat shenanigans to yourself, Mr. Lau.
And again, now's your turn yet. I'm gonna armor right through this.
Yes, exactly. Everyone's favorite four-armpitted friend. Doing the heavy lifting. Oh, tried to get the whip punish, but no, recovered too quickly from the, I think, left the oven on. Kano coming in.
Now that's your trouble. All of a sudden, Sugar Nip. Bringing that pressure. Looking confident, interesting string. What is that DLC string?
Yeah, it's one left from me.
Oh, no, that is good. That is disgusting, actually. That overhead is putting it prepared to fatal.
He chose to save the resources, going cheap on this phase, Nanashi. Right, is there a punish available?
Oh, no. Do it once again. Do it again, Wei. Come on, emergency come from Nanashi. This one came straight out of Hellbug. It is MK11.
All right, just...
Where's your fight?
Round 2. Fight. Fight.
in the smoke.
Round 2. Fight.
Got a light?
Brutality. Smoke wins.
Father would be proud.
Round 2. Fight! Smoke wins. Round 1. Fight!
Earthrealm is protected.
Round 2. Fight! Round 2.
Practicing a lot of Sub-Zero amongst all.
Bro, this game is so fucking stupid, bro. That's not any new shit, bro.
Plus 13.
That's not new shit, bro.
Setup.
Bro, what is wrong with my controls? I'm gonna... +3. That's crazy. That's crazy how he can poke on +3, bro. Look at this guy. Look how he plays, like a little rat.
Why the fuck am I in the corner?
God, this guy loves to poke, bro.
I also stay chilling. Everybody's lurking in the stream and I'm not talking anymore. Well, I don't know what to say about that one. The only time that's gonna be a problem is if SNJ and Bailey do it. Because they've been like been here for the longest time. Why is he mashing? Come the fuck on, man. How? Dude, fucking Shao Kahn is a pussy!
Why did this much damage?
Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be playing with Griff. It's been a while. Been a long time coming. Wanted to run another wipe with him. And we have some ideas brewing, for some potential fun activities. Maybe building a structure that resembles a certain monument. Maybe living in it. Catch my drift, guys. What if we lived in the oil rig? Or lived in a oil rig. Get what I'm saying? And what if it was a hotel too? Now, I know these are some grandiose ideas, and I don't know if all of them will come to fruition, but we're gonna try. But what will come to fruition is having fun. We will be having fun, so get ready for that. Stay tuned for some shenanigans and me pickaxing this guy.
In today's episode, you will see a mother who teaches not only her own, but also other people's children how to steal from grocery stores.
To whom everybody stole something, with the exception of David.
I'm not sure.
So you are going to jail.
A mother mother who left her kids in the car under the blazing sun for nearly 4 hours.
She had to leave the kids in the car under it's hot outside, you know what I mean? Oh, so you mean to, okay.
And the one who left her 9-month-old baby at home believing it's not dangerous.
Yes, who snitched on me? I want to know who it was first. And then second of all...
So you don't see a problem with leaving your children
No,
in this
because they've been
apartment?
here all the time. They do this all the time.
We'll start with a woman named Kiana who called emergency services because her son got injured while playing at home. The problem is that it happened right in front of her while she was too busy drinking alcohol.
Open the door, police department. Police department, open the door. Where's the kid? What do you mean, where's the kid? Where's my son? I know, where's the wait? Where is he? Come here. Come here. Don't bang on the door. Okay. Your head hurt? Okay. Yeah, keep it on there. Don't take it off. Don't take it off. It's okay. Pero ella les está diciendo, mom, get up, chewing gum and everything, right? She's because you're, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, but she's treating him, at least he's placed tough. I know he is not, man, with all respect, but you're chewing gum and everything, like, he's okay. He's gonna be fine when he's lost blood, sir. So, I don't know, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's not nothing against you, ma'am. But for you to be chewing gum and saying, he's okay, and if it was your child, ma'am, it would be something different. Yes. Do you guys mind me being handsome? No. Okay, thank you. Baby. Let's get you nice. Give us over.
The soul just jumping around in the show.
You bite your lip? No. Can you show us in the room? Like, what did you do?
No, not in the room.
What am I doing?
Yeah. So we just want to see what he did.
For what?
See what he did.
To see what he already told them. I didn't call you. They have been way better than you.
Okay,
I didn't call.
Okay.
I didn't call you. My son just hit his head, sir.
Get him close.
I have been getting my son some clothes. So you don't need to tell me? No, sir. No, I can get my son some stuff. And if not, can you give me some other officer other than him, please? I do not want to do with him. And if I have to do with him, then I'm not going to do it. So give me someone other than him. Okay, thank you.
Don't let her close that door. No, absolutely not.
Kiana objects to everyone who came to help her son and behaves strangely, but the real problem arises when the officers want to see where the child was injured. She denies them entry, and the reason is that the room is full of alcohol. The officers are very cautious and sensitive in cases involving children, so it would be wisest for Kiana to cooperate with the police. However, she opts for the worst possible solution, which is arguing and obstructing the officers' work.
No, you're not.
Open my door.
Listen to me. Understand something. I'm the supervisor tonight. You were extremely... Listen, I bet you that bottle was great tonight. Listen to me. Here's the deal. We're going to get your son to the hospital. End of story. We're taking your son to the hospital.
Let me call someone because you're harassing me.
Stop. Your son is going to the hospital. Get yourself some clothes so we can get you and your son to the hospital.
Will you if you touch my son?
Get some clothes and get your son to the hospital right now.
If you touch my son, I do not give you permission.
I don't want to detain you to make this happen.
Permission. I don't care.
Okay,
I give you permission.
Get your son to the hospital right now.
Touch my son.
Get your son to the hospital.
I know that I'm
Stop. You're making this worse. You're going to make this worse for yourself. You're going to make this worse.
Alright, not to touch my son.
This is what you're doing. Your son is still bleeding. Let's get him to the hospital. Let's go right now. Come on.
Touch my son.
Listen. Go. Out with him.
But I don't get you.
Get out of the room and get to the hospital now.
Then why don't you do that and get
out? No, I'm doing it. Take your son to the hospital.
Then why don't you get an ambulance?
They're here.
Then why are you arguing with me?
Let's go.
Then why don't you get the out of my way?
Get out of the room. I'm going to pull you out of that room if I have to.
Okay.
Get out of the room.
Pull me out of this room if you have to. No. Go.
Now. Why?
That's my son.
We are
what do you mean you're taking Max! Really, Max? Max! What the? That's my baby! Max!
I don't think that it's intentional. I just think that she was drunk and, you know, not paying attention because she said that this kid was jumping and fell and hit an end table or something like that. So.
No, Dad! That's my baby! What the? Stop! No! That's my baby! No! Stop! No, let me. That's my son, man. I have rights! That shit. I have rights! I don't have on me. I have rights!
I need you to take a deep breath because you have not made this easy.
Yes, ma'am, I will be good. I will do everything you need.
Listen to me right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you are making this worse.
Yes, ma'am.
Take a deep breath right now.
But, yeah, the room is, like I said, it's got trash on the floor, empty beer cans on the floor. Get your camera, start taking photos of this. And like I said, there's a fifth of Fireball that's, you know, 98% drink. Cans everywhere on the floor. Blood on the floor from the kill. So.
Kiana, the reason why we're here, you called 911.
I called you guys.
You gave the room number. You said that your child was bleeding and we did not know what was going on. Okay? So that is why all the...
ma'am.
That is why all the officers
You realize that I can sue you guys for not letting me get my child.
If the child is believed to be in need of medical attention and the parent is unable or unwilling to provide it, police and EMTs can take the child to the hospital under the doctrine of implied consent or the principle of protecting the child's welfare. In reality, they are acting under the legal responsibility to protect the child's well-being, which may temporarily supersede parental rights if the child is in danger. Given the circumstances, Kiana has no grounds for a lawsuit, and she probably makes such claims out of sheer desperation and helplessness due to the situation she is currently in.
I just have questions for you. And
Am I being arrested?
No, but you're detained. You're not free to leave.
Okay,
so
why am I detained?
we were trying to get you to the hospital with him, but you're being uncooperative.
Oh, you were trying to get me? When did you say you were trying to get me to the
When my
hospital?
supervisor was saying, hey, let's go to the hospital, and you were arguing back and forth with him.
Okay. If you have consent, no, you do not, right? So then you take me to the hospital. Or if not, I want my lawyer here, and I want everything here. Because neither you or them have any consent to take my son to the hospital without me being scared. Who am I to believe you? I don't even know you. So I want to know where my son is. What is your badge number, ma'am? You're gonna get fired, dude. You're gonna get fired if you take me to see my son right now. Take me to see my son right now, or you're gonna get fired. That is my baby. You guys are kidnapping him from me. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sit down. Okay, don't touch me because I will sue you for touching me. So don't put your hands on me. Call my lawyer. Call my lawyer. That's what lawyers are for. Call my lawyer.
Hold on, Kiana.
Okay, well, where the is my baby? That is my kid. You kidnapped him from me. What would you do? That's my baby. What would you do? What would you do? Listen, stick your hand in your mouth. Do that. Promise in your mouth. Stick them in my mouth. Do that. You do it. Now, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put my hands in my hands. You can open your mouth and send your tongue. And don't move unless I tell you to.
Hey, Kiana. I just got off the phone with your dad. Okay.
The Navajo are a tribe of Native Americans whose earliest settlements lay in the southwestern United States, primarily in what are now the states of New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona. Along with their own ancient tribal war history, throughout the Pacific Island campaigns, Navajo men proudly fought alongside fellow Americans during the Second World War. Now fake Navajo code talkers and their unusual language brings us here. It starts as a medicine man or woman who once used their powers of healing for good, but for some reason they turned to evil, to murder, and to eating the flesh of their human victims. They are believed to be immortal. The only way to destroy one is to kill them in their animal form. Not only do skinwalkers bring pain and suffering to the victims, but they can crawl inside a person's mind and control them. They can make them hear things and see things that are not really there. Or so the legends go. But while the Navajo people continue to pass down stories of their encounters with their ancestors and had with these creatures, it seems there are more than a handful of American service members who, while out training in the field, have likewise come face to face with something they could not explain. Something that terrified them out of their wits. Something that looked like an animal, but spoke like a human. This is the Smoke Pit. And these are their stories about skinwalkers. Before we enter into the stories from our military service members, it might help our understanding of these creatures to hear one story that is told by the Navajo people. Modern times may have quelled these superstitious fears that many native people once held, always cautious of certain creatures, always on the lookout for skinwalkers. But it was once, if not still is, a very real fear. Navajo parents would warn their children that skinwalkers could look like anyone else during the day, then at night transforming into creatures with glowing eyes. Skinwalkers appear during the day too, they said, waiting and watching their victims. They can run like the wind and track down a person. One person of the Navajo band tells us a story that took place about 100 years ago. This man's name is Art Tracy Jr. His story was published by fellow natives of the Ponca and Tonga tribes. The book they subtitled Killing American Indian Stories. As his father relayed the story to him, in the 1920s or 30s, there was a Navajo man working as a ranch hand for a wealthier Navajo landowner somewhere around the western part of the Navajo reservation in Tuba City, Arizona. One day, he decided to ask his employer for a few days of leave to go and visit his family where they lived in New Mexico. Riding horseback through desert canyons, mesas, and open range, he eventually stopped along his route to rest for a while. While paused, staring out at the desert expanse around him, he suddenly spotted an old, mangy coyote sitting on top of a hill not too far away. The man pulled out his rifle, took aim, and fired. Watching the coyote drop to the ground, he then walked over to inspect his kill. Reaching the top of the hill, he was shocked to find not the body of a coyote, but a young Navajo man with long hair. At least, part of it. And he was dead. The top half of his body was human, his skin painted with designs, and his lower half that of an animal, covered in the fur of a coyote. Now horrified, the man who shot him looked around, wondering what to do. Spotting a deep crevice along the canyon's edge, he dragged the creature's body to the cliff and hurled it over the edge. His fear growing, he then mounted back up and rode his horse near to death, and riding even past nightfall, trying to put as much distance between himself, the creature, and the place where he killed it. Finally crossing the Chusca Mountains, he reached his relative's home just past Shiprock, New Mexico. After recounting his story to them, they too experienced an unnatural fear. You must never go back to your employer, they told him. You have to stay here. The relatives of the skinwalker will be looking for answers. They'll be out looking for you. It stands to reason that a creature that takes the form of a wild animal would more than likely be encountered in the wild. It should be no coincidence then that the majority of these following stories take place in wild, unkept forests or vast expanses of unusable desert. These portions of land are therefore differentiated from wildland by the long fence surrounding the base's perimeter, maybe with a mess of barbed wire at the top. But a fence only keeps out law-abiding people, animals, and unexplained creatures with a mind of their own will always find a way around such trivial man-made barriers. This first military encounter would seem to verify that. They agreed not to tell their commander. Got any plans for this weekend? Probably just a new Rocky movie. There's another Rocky movie coming out. Who's he fight this time? Apollo's kids? Call me fast. That was alright. Alright. Mind if I come see it with you? Sure, still. Yeah, I get you. Jeez. Alright, hey, get your hands up. Damn. Sir. Man, you scared the shit out of me. Sir, get your hands in the air. Get your hands up. Do you have any idea where you're at right now, old man? I think there's something wrong with him. Either he's deaf or he's got some sort of mental problem. Sir, get your hands in the air. Go ahead and call this in. Thank you, Mr. Grover. The following account was submitted to the curators of the Paranormal Scholar website by Stacy C. on behalf of her Uncle Bob R. My Uncle Bob was in the Army. Last Thanksgiving, he got drunk and told us all a story. It shocked me. It was around 1985. He was still new to the Army, only being about 3 years in. He was on patrol duty on a base in Arizona. It was late, and he and another guy were walking along the fence line. Bob and the other guy were focused on looking on the fence outside the base when they heard a sound behind them. The sound came from the inside, from their side of the fence. When they turned around, they saw an old man dressed in buckskin with long hair and braids. Bob described it as being so gray that it almost glowed in the moonlight. The man was standing approximately 30 feet behind them. Both men drew their weapons, as the old man was in a restricted area with warning signs all over the place. They could have shot him if they wanted to, but neither my Uncle Bob nor his buddy wanted to shoot an old man. They figured that he must have Alzheimer's and had wandered into the base or something. After all, he wasn't threatening them, and he appeared harmless. The men shouted to the old man, telling him he was in a restricted area and that he needed to put his hands in the air. Bob thought they'd walk him back to post and then call the local police department and get him back home. Bob tried to call in a report, but it was just static. Asking his friend to help, both he and Bob turned to tinker with the radio. Although they only moved away for half a second, my uncle, when they turned back, the old man was gone. In this place was a massive rabbit, just sitting there, watching them. That's what he said. Now he and his partner looked back up. The man had disappeared. There was this large rabbit sitting in his place. Sir, both men looked around, right to left, and back again to see where the old man wandered off to. But he was nowhere to be seen. In that time, the rabbit took off towards the fence. Then again, they heard noise behind them. And when they turned around to see us last time, the old man was there. This time, however, he was now on the outside of the fence. The fence was a good 8 to 10 feet tall. There was no way this old man could have jumped it. Hell with this. Bob described how that sent him and his buddy off running. And they agreed not to tell the commander. Keep in mind that my uncle was drunk, but despite over 30 years having passed since that night, he still looks scared as hell when he told us that he had seen a skinwalker. Although Stacy doesn't mention the name of the base where the story took place, I was curious if the basic question might be rather obvious. Arizona has several military bases, 3 of them in the Army. To the western border of California, Pachuca, southern border of Mexico. Camp Navajo, which is up north near Flagstaff. Iowa had a sneaking suspicion that Navajo was stationed during the third war. The base was formerly named Navajo Army Depot in the early 80s. It was and is still used as a munitions storage facility. Definitely seems like the kind of base that was called for routine defense patrols, which are that when unauthorized is to go into the base to steal something or cause damage. And as the name indicates, the land occupies lies base of Navajo's land. It was undoubtedly occupied by the Navajo people in previous generations.
It's hunt.
The following story comes from an unnamed Marine who spent time training in a desert wasteland that is otherwise known as Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton in Southern California. He submitted this story to Nick Orton, who runs the Tales from the Grid Square project. I've personally spent quite a bit of time roaming the desert on that base, both day and night. Plenty of wild animals that a Marine can run across at any time. There's rabbits, mice, deer, skunks, coyotes, a few bobcats, quail, roadrunners, hawks, owls, and more dangerous animals like the odd buffalo, rattlesnakes coiled around the base of shrubs, and even one Marine in my group that was stalked during a nightland navigation course by a mountain lion. I've otherwise had my share of strange hallucinations out there, probably due to sleep deprivation and the mesmerizing effect of the green-tinted night vision goggles. But to my knowledge, I'm the only one who saw those things. Whatever this Marine and his buddies saw would arguably creep anybody out.
So if
He writes,
activate human culture.
my squad's name is Skinwalkers, and there's a story behind it. A little over a year ago, we had a division-level exercise called Steel Night. My gun squad was attached to a platoon in a defense position above the Camp Horno combat town. While we were out there, one of my buddies told me how he had seen this Skinwalker when he was younger. It creeped us all out when he said it was still following him to this day. We only had one boot in our squad. Marines at a boot camp, I mean. So me and my buddy took an hour of gun watch, so my boot could get a little sleep. But instead of sleeping, it's 30 minutes into this watch shift, so maybe around 01:30, give or take. And this boot keeps saying he's hearing weird noises, like the sound of the Predator is, but says it sounds faster and louder. My other buddy that told us he had seen a skinwalker when he was younger, he then tells us that the one he saw made that same noise. So that freaks us out, and we get real quiet and start listening for whatever this noise is. Sure enough, we hear it. This strange sound, along with the screech and rustling brush that's coming from down the front side of the hill. We had a 13 Golf on the gun, which is a thermal optic, and I looked down the hill and saw this deer-looking thing, but it was standing on two legs. As soon as I caught sight of it, it ran straight up the hill past our fence on the right flank, and then it dropped back down on all four legs and disappeared down the backside of this hill. My buddy Rick had a skeeter, which is another type of thermal. He saw that thing too. Since then, we came up with the name Skinwalker Guns, since we just say that's what it was and embrace it. And that's how our squad name came to be. Now, I'm not one to knock a good story, but I have seen deer stand up on their hind legs and walk. Usually when two bucks are fighting, or some other instance where one deer is showing signs of aggression, possibly trying to reach the lower branches of a tree with leaves. I've never seen one that made predator noises run up a hill before, nor did I see it through thermals in the dead of night after one of my buddies had just told me a skinwalker story. All of that happening at the same time would make for a creepy experience in any case. But the following stories are not so easy to offer a rational explanation for. Hello. Break right towards the nose of my own country. So, Jump Master sees me going right and says, nope. Reaches out to the I got out right after him, and he is screaming. Sounds a hell of a lot more like a woman. This next account comes from an unnamed soldier who is likely a member of the California National Guard and was serving as a security detail during a massive wildfire. The Dixie Fire of 2021 was the single largest wildfire recorded in California history. It burned nearly 1 million acres of land and destroyed communities in the area. With the rapid spread and size of the growing fire, it would seem the California Guard was assisting local authorities in blocking roads, preventing civilians from driving into areas that were burning or were in the direct path of the fire. The fire undoubtedly disrupted a vast amount of wildlife in the area, but for this soldier and his group, they appear to have encountered something in the forest that was in and of itself disturbing. This happened during the 2021 Dixie Fire in North Cal. A lieutenant, a driver, Bravo, and myself were driving around, making the rounds, and checking on all our guys through the checkpoints. We got to one where our guys were blocking the road. They had one of those generator lights. So we stopped for a bit, and we're all just standing around talking and making conversation. And we started hearing a woman screaming. It startled the hell out of all 6 of us. My LT and I ready up our weapons as we take a few steps towards the woodline. We had been told that if we hear a woman screaming, it's usually a mountain lion attacking a deer or something like that. But this sounded close. And honestly, it just sounded too much like a woman screaming. So my LT yells out, "Hello?" And I shit you not, in his same exact voice, we hear back, "Hello?" Right now, everybody back. This wasn't an echo at all. It came clear as day from the direction we heard the screaming, and it was his exact voice. We all immediately said, "Screw that." My crew and I got back in the truck and dove the hell out of there. After telling Specialist Tierra and his crew to stay in the truck and to combat lock all their doors. Pretty sure Skinwalker was out there trying to get us. Creepy as hell. As I mentioned earlier, these last few stories were shared with me by Nick Horton, a man who is currently serving in the U.S. Army and has dedicated much of his free time to gathering these kinds of short and often spine-chilling stories from his fellow service members and veterans. If you haven't checked out his work yet, you are missing out on some creepy and fascinating stuff. And heads up, he's got a second book out now, Tales from the Grid Square, Volume 2. Combined, these 2 books account for nearly 500 bizarre reports from soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen, as well as service members from foreign militaries. For me, there is just something both intriguing and yet highly unnerving when reading the accounts of dozens and dozens of servicemen and women from around the world who have never met each other, and yet, like these stories, they all report having these eerily similar and yet highly bizarre experiences during their time in the military. You can find Nick's books by following the links in the description section of this video, the link at the top of the screen here, or by searching for the books on Amazon. With that, here is one final Skinwalker story from his collection. Another unexplained tale from the Grid Square.
Round 1, fight.
I know you're there. Considering the man telling this story has not enough blood, I thought it might tie up these encounter stories nicely. Not to mention that his is by far the most bizarre. Another village military police officer out on night shift, seeing terrifying things. Right. I'm an MP a month ago, and there's definitely been a couple of weird things I've seen on the night Callaway West Side. So I've been in Quantico for about 2 years as an MP. For those that don't know about Quantico, it's set up with two sides. The main side, where everything is, east of Interstate 95, and the appropriately named West Side, where they do TBS, the basic school for officers, and all the ranges. West Side is pretty damn massive. I'm talking, it would take 2 to 3 hours to drive around it, and it has all of these unused back roads and cemeteries for homesteads dotting the landscape. Plenty of forgotten training areas too, dating back to World War II. When I was on night shift, I always asked to be the roving unit out there, because it would give me the chance to scout out places to hunt or fish on my off days, and being the only unit out there and being left alone was pretty nice to just skate or, do my own thing over my 10-hour shift. Now, I'm not a stranger to the woods or to the outdoors or anything. I grew up running around the mountains for quail and deer in Southern California as a kid, and spent a ton of nights out camping by myself in my teens. So there's really not much out there in nature that freaks me out. But one night, in about November, when the nights get really dark real fast, I was done posting Marines out on the gates and was heading out to a far-off training area. I had my tree stand and trail camera that I previously set up and wanted to go take a look, see if anything had been around. To get there, you have to drive about 30 minutes up one road, and then another 15 until you hit a long dirt road that dissects that part of the base in half. And in this particular area, comms always sucks, so without a working radio, you're pretty much out there on your own. I parked my radio, grabbed my flashlight, and started off heading into this creek bottom about a mile or so off the road. I've done this a ton of times, so I got there pretty fast. I grab the chip out of my trail cam, and I hop up in my tree stand to take a look at it and to kill some time. And not even 5 minutes into flipping through pictures, most of which were of just some turkey that were hanging around, I hear someone. And I say someone because I thought it was a person walking through the woods about 30 yards in front of me. Now this is like the middle of the night on a training base, so a lieutenant who got lost with Nightland Ave isn't out of the question. So I'm thinking maybe this is my chance to mess with them from up in my stand. I quickly close my laptop and I turn off my flashlight, and I try looking out to see where they were. And I hear them walk closer and closer, and then stop about 20 yards in front of me. And at that point, with the illume being fairly bright that night, I could make out the outline of what looked like a deer, which was kind of disappointing. So I just stayed quiet to watch where he was heading so I wouldn't spook him. And all of a sudden, this thing starts bashing its head against a tree over and over and over and over until its entire skull cap was crushed and it was leaking blood and gray matter. Then this effing thing stands up on its hind legs and it turns towards me as though it was staring directly at me, even with its eyes being clearly now useless. And then it spoke, the clearest tone I've ever heard in my life. My stomach dropped, and I was too frozen in fear to even think to draw my pistol. But then, as quickly as it had walked up, this thing dropped back down onto all fours and walked away. I waited about 10 minutes, shaking like a leaf, trying to calm down before I left my laptop. I left everything. I just hauled ass out of there, got out of my stand, ran back to my patrol car. I grabbed my shotgun, and I sat for the rest of the night in the lit parking lot of the MCX.
top. So I left there. And I went with a friend who I didn't know what had happened, but I told him to bring his long gun. When I got there, I grabbed my stuff, and I looked towards where the thing had been. And the tree was busted up with splinters everywhere, and what looked like, the bone fragments and the mess of blood scattered up around. Needless to say, I don't go out checking stuff in the middle of the night anymore. And I hunt on the complete opposite side of the base. And anytime I need to go by there now, I always take a shotgun in condition 1. I told my Navajo grandpa about this, and he told me not to speak about it, but clearly, I don't listen well. It freaked the hell out of me. Got me so messed up to the point where I don't even like going in the woods anymore. As I say, I've seen deer do strange things, but talk? While the idea seems completely ludicrous, Navajo legend does say that skinwalkers possess the ability to enter a person's mind and make them hear and see things that aren't really there. So perhaps the voice he heard was only inside his own mind. No less terrifying either way. As for the animal's strange behavior, if it indeed was just an animal, I found at least one more account online where a young man recalled seeing this kind of behavior while hunting with his grandfather. No idea where it took place, but the two men apparently watched a deer slam its head repeatedly into a rock until its antlers and skull were shattered. The animal then clumsily licking its own gray matter off of the rock before standing upright like a human, he said, and then walking into the nearby river and drowning itself. Both the young man and his grandfather were also terrified by the experience and likewise kept them from wanting to return to the woods. And quite strangely, the story ends with the young man saying his grandfather moved to Florida shortly afterward for what he put in quotes as safety reasons. He makes no mention about having any suspicions about what this animal was, other than just being a deer, acting strangely. But it does make you wonder what about the animal's behavior by itself would have scared them so badly. Strange as it may seem, these are only a handful of the available skinwalker stories we have left to share. It would seem another particular Marine Corps installation in California likewise has no small amount of reported encounters with strange creatures roaming the desert backlands. And with all of the artifacts that have been found in the area, it would seem that the installation, 29 Palms, appears to have been built on what was once tribal land, a place where native people once undoubtedly lived and died, and quite possibly practiced dark magic. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around for the credits. This video is being released just before Halloween of this year, so stay safe out there if you're going out with the kids. Otherwise, I don't have much to add here since I gave most of my own commentary during the episode. But one thing I did want to mention was about a man named Wally Brown. Wally was born in New Mexico, and his family can date their Navajo lineage back more than 500 years. Yeah, the Navajo more often refer to themselves as the Diné, which simply translates to the people. His grandfather was a medicine man, and so from a young age, Wally's parents and tribal elders apparently saw that their son would also, he had the traits to also become a great medicine man.
And so Wally began training and participating in traditional Navajo ceremonies from a young age. Wally and his family continue to maintain these traditions and have dedicated their lives to teaching others about them. And so in one of his videos, he has a YouTube channel, the Navajo Traditional Teachings YouTube channel. And in one of these videos, Wally speaks at length, albeit somewhat grudgingly due to the topic being very dark, about the Navajo people's traditional beliefs and the relationships between skinwalkers, demons, and what he referred to as the evil one. So if you want to learn more about the strange, dark, and mysterious side of Navajo legends straight from him, or learn more about the Navajo people, I recommend checking out his channel. But while watching his videos doing the research for this episode, I couldn't help but notice that along with his handmade walking stick, his traditional headwear, and a turquoise necklace, Wally always wears a particular medallion around his neck, which bears an eagle globe and anchor, and proudly displays the words, United States Marine Corps. A quick bit of research told me that Wally himself, along with being a Navajo medicine man who is unbelievably well-versed in his people's ancient traditional teachings, he is also a Marine Corps veteran, having served in the 1960s. From what I gather, he never actually deployed to Vietnam but remained stateside. And from his own account, he said that he witnessed firsthand the hell of PTSD. And so in treating these wounded Marines in whatever his occupation was, he tried to apply a lot of these Navajo medicine teachings, whether it be the chanting, prayers, healing ceremonies that he would use to try to bring these wounded men back, their minds back to a state of calm. So I know a lot of his buddies, but I'm not sure if he did. I don't think he did. But anyway, from one Marine to another, I just wanted to acknowledge my sincere appreciation for his work and for sharing the Navajo people's and his own incredible legacy with the rest of us. Of course, I have to give a shout out to my incredible patrons who you always see running the credits here. Thank you guys so much, as well as anybody who has greatly supported the channel by going to the website, picking up some merchandise, and certainly everybody who's ever sent me a story recommendation or a story submission. So get back to your emails, just trying to knock out a few episodes here. Appreciate your patience on that, but otherwise, thank you guys so much. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We're happy to have you here. And with that, God be with all of you, no matter what you are dealing with. And I will see you in the next episode.
These bases that I've been to, where I got to visit some really unique, creepy places.
There was, yeah, you get that sense after doing all these stories that anywhere that there has been a lot of chaos, like death, particularly, I really
get like those emotions, like just kind of get locked in the environment in some strange way when that seems to have an effect on the environment, right? Welcome to the Hero Front Podcast, the 2022 Veteran Podcast of the Year winner. I'm your host, Josh White, and I'm educated. My own personal journey was marked by struggles like depression and alcohol, which led me to the most into my life. Now after years of working on myself, I'm now blessed to say I have and I have made it my mission to share and spread these lessons by having insightful interviews with inspiring individuals, emphasizing transparency, and meaningful conversation to drive positive action and help others. Above all, I aim to inspire you to unleash your inner hero. We all have it in us, and it's time to bring it to the front lines of our lives. Let's get at it.
Outside of America, Camp Hansen, in Okinawa. We're having a is also highly frowned on during working hours is the discussion of strange and unbelievable happenings. The kinds of stories guys will insist are true are often denigrated as campfire stories or some other made-up nonsense. And if they ever really tried to file a formal report about the events, if I wanted to go a very long distance, the first thing I'd do is grow the ruler to shrink the distance, then go the distance under that ruler, and then I'd shrink the ruler back. So when you talk about things like, oh, these things are behaving like nothing I've ever seen, well, there are a couple of things that I'm worried about if these things are real. One is, does somebody else know how to grow rulers and shrink rulers and grow watches and shrink watches, speed them up, slow them down, in order to get in control of the thing that we thought was space-time? The next issue is, are there multiple temporal dimensions? So, Eric, your friend who's had too much coffee, believes that there are either 6 or 4 extra temporal dimensions, and whatever isn't temporal is spatial. So it's either 4 plus 6 or 6 plus 4 extra dimensions split between time and space. If that's true, try to imagine extra-dimensional engineers who have full access to something where there's no arrow of time. The only time there's an arrow of time is if time is one-dimensional. If time is two-dimensional, you have like whirlpool of time, which is either clockwise or counterclockwise. If it's three-dimensional, you have a right-hand rule of time, and there's a left-hand rule of time. These are called orientations. My belief is that we may be looking at something that has access to either 4 or 6 additional dimensions. And again, I'm reading this off of a page of equations and notes. And so you know what they mean in physical reality. In other words, if this thing on the page is true, holy shit. On the other hand, if it's just some geometry, then you don't worry about it. You say, okay, well, extra dimensions, I can think in 17 or 3 or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's not that hard to think in higher dimensions spatially for people who do what I do. Almost none of us can think in multiple temporal dimensions. There's one guy in Los Angeles at USC called Yitzhak Bar, a Turkish Jew, who keeps talking about two-time physics. And I've spoken to him. But multiple temporal dimensions would be a decisive game changer in terms of changing everything that we know about the world. And what would be the technology that's used to access that? That's the big thing. I know. Think about it. You and I are both old enough to remember cassette tapes and vinyl albums. On a cassette tape, you played your favorite album all the way through, like Dark Side of the Moon. You want to play it again. You have to rewind through every song you just played. You hear it, right? But that doesn't happen on an album. Towards the end of the turntable time, you would just, the stylus would pick up, and it would skip over all the stuff that you didn't want to hear again. And it would go back to some track that you did. Imagine you could do that with time.
Okay, so one thing I want to start off with is, why does your opinion trump over any other people's opinion?
Right, so do you believe that there is a truth out there?
Everything is subjective, but there is a right or wrong morally, especially when you're in a cultured society that is based off a set of standards and norms that we act on and we act as.
So everything is subjective. So is it objectively true you and I are having a conversation right now?
Yes.
So that's not subjective. That's not everything is subjective.
So why do you believe morals?
Right, so something is objective.
Yes, but why do you believe your subjective opinion trumps over other people's opinion?
Well, let me ask you another question. I'll tell you, I won't answer.
Please don't interrupt me.
Well,
let me finish my sentence. I do not want to hear it. You think that your opinion is over other people's opinions. You think you were right subjectively.
Okay.
It's right or wrong.
Okay, is murder wrong?
Yes, of course.
Well then, abortion should
Not
be
in every case.
Answer the question.
What constitutes a human? What is a human?
Deoxyribonucleic acid and the
But
conception.
to me, a human would be someone with a consciousness who is alive in this world. To
Guess
you,
what? You're wrong. So
but
that's
no,
fine.
you're wrong because I think that's right and you think that's right.
Prove it wrong.
What constitutes a human being? What is the definition of a human being?
The creation of DNA that will never exist again, and a soul goes into that moment. I don't expect you guys.
What's a soul?
The eternal, indistinguishable
Yeah, your opinion isn't like
here's the thing. At some point, somebody's truth has to win. Because guess what? Your truth doesn't matter. That's
guess
still
what?
a truth.
You've had your truth in this country for the past thousands of decades.
Thousands of decades.
Not thousands. Whatever. That's all embarrassing. But like your truth has been the narrative of this country forever. And you think yes, the one street
Abortion was legal in this country for 40 years.
And before the 40 years,
thankfully,
40% after
crime
dropped 40% after abortion became legal.
Why is that significant?
It's not much statistic. Women.
So are you trying to say the termination of blacks in the world is not a crime? That's a very racist argument. Okay. You know blacks yeah, it's like 95 degrees. Yes, sir. No, you're the racist. You're the said that abortion lowers crime rates and blacks have the most abortion. You said no Black Lives Matter, or is it African American Lives Matter? Oh, really? Okay, I thought it was BLM. I said black.
Okay, not too much, Andrew. Do you believe that you have some sort of privilege that skews your view on other people's rights? Because personally, I don't believe you can step in my shoes as a black woman or like to understand the thing. So I feel like it's not fair for you to choose what I get to do with my life because I'm a black woman in a white society. Because there are different things that we experience and my truth might not be.
You headed to college cheaper than I do? Yes, you did jobs and internships that one kids don't get. You have entire groups dedicated to your race.
Do you not believe in racism?
Of course racism exists. The Democrat Party.
Do you think people are racist against white people?
Action is racist against white people. That's right.
So my question in that sense is, affirmative action is racism. Why were most colleges predominantly white?
Why are they most predominantly?
Public colleges are predominantly white.
We're a majority white country. You realize that, right? So colleges are the depiction of the nation. And actually, blacks on campus are disproportionately more than their population in certain areas, in certain campuses than their population. Because of affirmative action. Certain campuses. So let me just ask you one broad philosophical question. Why does skin color matter at all? Why should we care about it?
Because of the society we live in.
You're dismissing anything that has ever happened to someone of color.
Let me ask you a question. What can you do, or what can I do that you can't do? What law? Affirmative action is lowering of test standards and quota, or a quota. No, it's not. It's a way of working. I'm not going to entertain balance. Why does skin color matter?
I believe skin color matters because of the society we live in. And I guess it goes into critical race theory, because of the society we live in, race is a factor. If from the beginning of time race wasn't a factor, and there was never anybody who was oppressed because of their race, I feel like it would not play a part in any country. But because it's really less. So in the sense of what, like I was saying, you don't believe like because of the history and because somebody races have been oppressed, you don't believe like race plays a part in things, and you don't believe like.
No, that's not true. So you know Thomas Sowell? Thomas Sowell. I really encourage you. Thomas Sowell's a great best black economist in the 20th century. Grew up in Harvard. He's done the best research from 1950 to 1960 black community. And essentially, One argument that I would agree with, and I'm against systemic racism, but one that I would say, you know what, there was some very low Democrat Lyndon Johnson came in and destroyed the black nuclear family. If there was one part where I could say, you know what, that was not just, that doesn't be undone, it's when Lyndon Johnson went in with a Great Society program with the intent to destroy the black nuclear family.
Okay. So in that sense, do you believe the war on drugs also played a part? Or do you not believe in the war on drugs?
Well, look, I mean, I believe it's very important. But I think there is, I would give some merit to the argument of some government agencies peddling cocaine in the inner city. There is evidence. I'm not going to say. Do I think it has the absolute percent? Like, there's one number that I've tested, right? Single mother in the black community was 28% in 1965. Okay? Now it's around 65 to 70%. Are more racist than we were in 1965. Okay, so what happened?
The war on drugs. Demolishing the nuclear family, in a sense.
Right.
And I believe due to the history that's happened, racism is still very prevalent, and a lot of the systemic, I mean, a lot of the systems that are in here, correct?
Yeah. I think Malcolm X can teach a lot of the black people something. It's more so the Martin Luther King, because Malcolm X, I'm getting there. Malcolm X, some people still describe him correctly as being white, right? A very strong part of his literature. He was very big on trying to get black Americans to succeed despite the white liberals.
Yes.
And
Not the white liberal.
He did say white liberal. Oh, you go look up the Malcolm X white liberal quote. And so I think that's interesting. Just think about it. Go look up Malcolm X warned against white liberals owning black America for their own gain, which is exactly what BLM is.
Okay, so back to my initial point. Back to my initial point. You don't believe that my truth can be different than yours, specifically based on race.
Experiences can be different, but there is always a truth. I'll give you an example. We all might have 5 different opinions of a car crash, right? But eventually a truth will be revealed of what really happened. Does that make sense?
So you believe that your truth is the truth that you have found yourself is the ultimate truth?
I would hope so. Yeah. And I'm willing to learn. And then make America great again. Otherwise, I mean, and I think Malcolm X can teach us a lot right now. Yes.
What do you think about like the 1960s and 70s militarization of the police? The shift in the police?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally very pro-police. What about the military? I mean, the question is what came first. I honestly don't know the answer. Was it the rise in crime or was it the police that led to it?
You know what you're talking about.
Because there was a massive crime wave in the early 1970s in New York where a lot of New Yorkers demanded police with heavy weaponry and the ability to enforce.
And post-militarization of the police, crime went up.
And then it went down to the 80s.
What do you think?
So you're drawing a correlation between police officers being militarized and people committing crimes.
Over-militarization of the police, yes. Not exactly people committing crimes, more people being arrested for crimes.
Okay. I can't disagree with that.
The prison system being offered.
Yeah, I mean, why do people go to prison, right? Let me ask you this: if you preserve a baby, would you agree it's a baby? Is that a good term to use if it's in a womb? Is that a baby?
I think most people would say fetus.
Yeah. Fetus. Yeah.
Okay, so what does fetus mean?
A fetus is a growing child. It's a developing
It's just, you think fetus is nothing more than a code for what you know it is as a baby, right? So, it's just...
Obviously not. We're here debating it. I don't think it's a setup.
I use the word fetus to make it feel better.
No, I mean, obviously you wouldn't take, like, you know, fetus that just has, like, a heart and, like, their brain isn't fully formed and be like, that's the same as, like, a one muscle. Like, we obviously see differences between development from then and there.
So, but then how about 30 weeks?
That's where it becomes more contentious. But the point being is that we don't look at a fetus from its beginning stages and be like, yeah, that's the same thing as my, like, 3-month-old husband.
That's... A 9-month-old is not the same thing as a 1-month-old.
Okay,
right? So you can really, the progression of development continues. The question is, when does it start?
Yeah, that's $1 million question. I agree with that.
So
do you think conception?
Of course. That's the only answer.
Most women, I don't believe, even know that they're pregnant before 6 weeks.
So like around like the heartbeats and
but
stuff like that.
the knowledge of your pregnancy doesn't mean that you're not pregnant.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying like practicality-wise, there are many instances of women who have miscarriages without even ever knowing, because it might just present as like a very heavy cycle that month.
That's fine, but it doesn't make it any less likely.
And you know, but would you mourn that miscarriage in the same way you mourn like an abortion, like
not the same way. No, it's not the same way. But it's still a tragedy. A miscarriage or tragedy. But an abortion is an act of human will. A miscarriage most times is not. Now, sometimes it can be a miscarriage because you drank alcohol and you didn't know you're pregnant, or you might have taken drugs that have side effects. But yes, a miscarriage or tragedy, yes.
I have a question. So, do you care about the children once they're born? So if say a woman got R-worded or something, or even if she just
Red one was donating 2 right? That is not subjective, and we know this because we were speaking of kids. Why is it so easy for you ladies to kill kids? If you're comfortable with lifestyle more
You were saying if somebody was sex on themselves.
Like not even the style, but say like if the mother like was homeless or something, say like she didn't have a good life, you still think that child deserves to be brought into the world just to suffer?
So it's not a guarantee of suffering, number one.
What if they were?
The answer is yes, the life should be brought to the world. There are twice as many people on the adoption waiting list. Let me ask you guys, I'm just curious, how many abortions do you think there are a year in America?
Tens of thousands, I assume.
Any other guesses? What if I told you there were over 1 million abortions every year?
That wouldn't start at all.
If you went from tens of thousands to 1 million.
I mean, there's billions of people on it.
Yeah, there's 340 million. That's right. No, but do you think this is...
As far as like reported ones, because even just reporting data is going to be incomplete
that
because...
doesn't count mifepristone, which is the chemical abortion.
Right.
It doesn't count Plan B, right? So,
and even if like abortion were illegal, for example, we stopped gathering data on like overhears abortions, there would be so many. There's so many now, even with states where it's still legal. No, they're still happening. It's just not being accounted for.
90%.
Women are just doing it to themselves.
Right, it's a 90% abortion rate. I don't know much. I'm just, so there's 1 million abortions every single year. And there's twice as many people on the adoption. There's 2 million people actively on the adoption waiting list. So there's no such thing currently. There could be, but currently. So there's 2 million people wanting to adopt, and there's 1 million people that have abortions every single year. So there's twice as many people that want to get a child. Now, there's a long conversation about making it less bureaucratic, bad people to adopt kids for bad reasons. I'm perfectly open to that conversation. But to answer your question, I don't love the premise. It's a really good question. People have it. I don't necessarily believe being born in poverty is a death sentence or is a reason to terminate. I put abortion to death sentence. So I don't think poverty should give you the death sentence.
Would you say abortion is murder?
Oh, of course.
Do you think that people who procure abortions, women specifically, a woman who procures an abortion should go to jail for getting one?
Absolutely, yeah. There's more than
Really?
Yes.
Millions of women are basically the same as like Nazi death camp guards.
Women are victims of their lives. 90% of women do not see no percent of their abortion. They have no idea what's happening. They're the victims here. It is the abortionists that are doing this. But let me ask you, and I mean this, have you guys ever seen an abortion on a video?
Wait, no, I'm sorry. If women are the victims here, why should they be jailed?
Well, I don't believe they should be jailed. I think
You just said they
the
should.
abortionists.
How is it that you
abortionists,
could believe that abortion is murder, but a murderer shouldn't go to jail?
I did say that the doctors, the abortionists, the people that call themselves doctors, the people that put women under general anesthesia and go into...
But women do, they ask
They
for
are
it.
doctors. They're medical.
Are you going to just discount the accountability of the women in that
My current
decision?
perspective is because the women are not given what is called informed consent, that the women should not be penalized, they should not be They shouldn't be penalized. In fact, they should be given grace from a system that has lied to them and has misled them. They are not given the full picture of exactly what's happened to them. Informed consent has not happened, so these women are the victims. The abortionists, one second, the abortionists are the ones that know exactly what's happening. And if you haven't seen a video of an abortion, I'm not going to say anything too graphic. It is one of the hardest things to watch. The baby fights, the baby struggles, the baby dodges, the baby avoids, they break the neck of the baby, they euthanize it to the spring. It's not a joke. And then they tear it limb from limb through there. If you're trying to tell me that's,
if you're talking about, like they're called dilation and extraction abortions, then yes,
hold on a second.
Like that. But if you're talking
a baby
about
has a backbone at 6 weeks and a spine. It has a complete figure. It's small. It's like probably as small
the size of like a grape,
Yes, but by 8 weeks or 12 weeks, and you're talking about.
But the vast majority of abortions are performed in the first trimester.
Yeah, that's right.
So when you the type of abortion that you describe is literally like minority of the time, and those are wanted pregnancies because usually if those women want those pregnancies, they weren't able to carry them to term
until they're 6
because
weeks.
they weren't able to carry those children to term because of health risks to their own life or to the infant.
Right. So without getting into that, no infant should be terminated because of health risks to the infant. Okay, that's the same. It's like you're going to kill the baby because the baby has health risks.
Not just health risks. These are deformed, like.
Well, let me ask you.
These are medical.
Hold on. Down syndrome.
Yeah, like stillbirth or
Down syndrome kids. Now, Iceland has. They said if you have Down syndrome, you're done. So that's not a new phenomenon. They've gotten rid of Down syndrome. If you have a DNA test of Down syndrome, they abort the kid. I think that's cruel and unusual.
Yeah, we agree. I think there are frivolous reasons to secure abortion, but I don't believe that just because there are frivolous reasons to get them, that means it should be outlawed.
But should murder be outlawed?
Yeah. But like you were saying, even though you believe that those women have a hand in committing the murder and infanticide basically of their own children, they shouldn't go to jail.
They have not been given informed consent.
Do you have that opinion with people who are addicted to drugs? Do you think only drug dealers should go to jail, but not people who actually try to buy drugs and consume them?
Depends what drug it is. Depends the category, the class.
Is there a single drug where you would say that somebody who is buying and consuming drugs that they are addicted to should not be going to jail, but only their drug dealer should be going to jail?
I mean, I think fentanyl and heroin potentially, but it's a completely separate issue because a lot of people know the informed consent of heroin and fentanyl. It's not like we have PSAs, we have billboards. Stop using fentanyl. Stop doing fentanyl. How many times have you heard that? Have you
ever? But they have a chemical dependency now that prevents them from being able to make that choice.
How often have we ever had an honest conversation with women in this country saying that having an abortion increases the chances for depression, anxiety, medication dependence?
So does having a kid.
Well, hold on.
Having children carries all of those same risks.
You think having children?
No, don't mischaracterize me.
No, that's not true.
I'm not going to say that having a child necessarily gives you depression or any of that. It can come with it. Like postpartum depression, for example, is extremely common.
Temporary and short-lived, obviously.
Not always. Some people last years.
That's temporary and short-lived. That's not.
But when you're living with postpartum depression can simply constitute a temporary medical issue.
Let's theoretically even grant that you're saying because of potential postpartum depression or financial burdens, the moral answer is allow women to go in.
No, that was never my argument. This had nothing to do with morality. This was a completely separate question. I'm only saying that I feel like you're trivializing and downplaying how serious conditions like postpartum depression can be when you want to write it off as like a temporary medical issue when it can be years long, not all.
Having children is a serious choice. So what percentage of abortions, according to the Walker Institute, are not rape, not incest, and not life of the mother? What percentage would you say?
Probably the vast majority.
97%.
Yeah.
So is abortion now birth control, yes or no?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's situational to each and every.
Molly, do you think that birth control, it could be called birth control in certain
Because you're talking about over 1 million abortions, but there's tens of millions of women that are on birth control, that have IUDs, that take birth control pills. So obviously, that's not the only reason why.
But it's a form of birth control. Is it not?
Form of birth control, sure, but you acknowledge that it's not the predominant form of birth control.
Well, no, I didn't say that. Hold on, I said it's birth control.
Yeah, but we're not disagreeing with the category. I'm talking about the prevalency of it.
If it's birth control, then why would we allow it to continue if it's not? If you put the rape, incest, life to mother, which we can debate.
I didn't.
But no, I'm going to put that aside for a second. Then why should we allow a horrific procedure to continue that has such heavy and dire consequences and results in a child not being able to live outside of the womb?
Because you're loading it so much by saying a horrific procedure. Most women who procure abortions actually report being happy long term because they made the choice, because there's many different reasons why women get abortion. Some women aren't in a financial position to have a child at that time and actually decide to have children later.
How'd they get pregnant?
What do you mean? They had sex, unprotected,
So
or
wait,
an accident.
But they want the orgasm without the responsibility.
Do you think the majority of women are having orgasms in sex? Are you serious? Have you seen the studies on orgasm gaps between men and women?
So they want all the pleasure, they want all, but it's you want all the loose lifestyle and the responsibility.
Now you're like, what's the punishment for having it? You're craving it, which is that, oh, you want the loosey-goosey parts of sex with the orgasm, but you don't want the responsibility of child. Like, yeah, some people want to be able to have sex.
Okay, no, you are
And,
I'm to be able to have sex all I want, and if I have to go put a dagger through, have someone put a dagger through a child for me, then so be it.
Sure, I guess.
You know that you're being morally clear, and basically it is, it's my body, I can do whatever I want with it, even though, let me ask you a question.
Even though, like I said, most women don't regret their abortions at all. Like the vast majority of women report happiness and being okay with their decision. I'm sure you think that they're lying or they're indoctrinated or
But if it's not your DNA, how is it your choice? If it's not your DNA, why is it your choice?
It is because
It's
you're
the
talking
baby
about
has
to
its
carry
own
the
DNA.
child to the
Your
nation.
partner's DNA, and then it forms into
It has its own unique DNA that's not yours.
Here, it's part of your DNA.
This is my
How? Oh, so should the man then be able to have veto power over abortion?
Well, the point is the man isn't the one incubating the child. So
I thought it's a way of
I never made the DNA argument. You did. The argument that I was going to make was, or I was going to ask you the question, do you think another person has a right to your life and your body?
Does another person have a right to? Well, they might technically, because abortion was legal when I was in utero. Someone did have a right to my life and body.
Okay.
And my mom chose life, praise God, so did all your moms.
Yeah. The argument.
Are you glad that she didn't have an abortion?
No.
So you would rather be dead?
I don't know. I mean, life can be difficult. You would not be able to even know what you never materialized.
A couple people wanted to come in really quick. It looked like you wanted to come in. I'd like to give you an opportunity to speak. Then I think you had more Pixie than Molly. Go ahead.
It was just backtrack just on what he was saying on not wanting to have the responsibility. I think that's really, I don't really think that makes sense because I don't think sex is just for reproduction. It's just like asking you, like every time, I'm not trying to bring in your wife, but every time you have sex with your wife, it's purely for reproduction. I feel like that is very inaccurate. So, I mean, it's hard to expect everyone who isn't in a marriage to just not have sex just because they don't want to get pregnant or just because they don't want to have that responsibility.
Wait, did you even make the argument that sex is purely?
No, I don't think you did. Angel's making a good point, and I want to give her credit for this, which she's saying, and it could be misunderstood that I was saying sex is strictly for reproduction. What I was saying is that everything in life has consequences and choices, right?
Correct.
And at times, the mainstream predominant narrative is that sex comes with almost no downsides, and we're going to give you either the technology, the procedure, or whatever to try to limit those downsides. But the difference is that when my wife and I have sex, if she results in being pregnant, which she did, is that we live with that consequence, which happens to be a positive consequence, right? A huge blessing. Now, I understand what I'm saying is very, very radical and very unpopular, but the ideal should be far less people having premarital sex and trying to have sex within marital guidelines, or at the very least monogamous guidelines, okay? So that if there was to be a pregnancy, that baby could be loved and cared for and brought into this world. I understand it's a hard ideal to even grasp and comprehend in a world where everything is very sex positive and sex abundant. But it's an ideal that I defend nonetheless.
I mean, I don't think there's anything that's in contradiction with being sex positive, but also wanting to help prevent unwanted pregnancies. I would just say to those women and those people having sex that you should be using birth control and family planning methods to make sure that you don't have any unexpected pregnancies that you don't want to have. To skip the abortion part altogether. I don't think anybody loves their abortion. I only said that people just don't regret them.
Are you guys familiar with what's happening with the chemical abortion craze that's going on right now?
The pill?
No, not the pill. That's different. I'm talking about when they're mailing chemical abortion packets.
Oh, yeah.
There were women that are bleeding out and emergency room visits are up nearly 300%. No, you guys should look into it. It's a very serious thing. And
because abortion, it's because women don't have access to safe abortion, so they start resorting to these sorts of methods that are way Really? I said that there were millions of women that got an abortion, but you're going to say that none of them were, all of them died after?
All the babies did.
But did the women? Is it unsafe for a woman to procure an abortion?
But it doesn't.
Answer that question. Is it unsafe for a woman to procure an abortion?
Every single.
You know it's not unsafe. That's why you should answer.
Every single abortion has a victim necessarily, and many times has a woman full of regret that we are now seeing. And I'm not going to make up numbers out of nowhere, but there is a growing community of abortion regret, including, people that are speaking out and they're saying, I wish I wouldn't have, and it resulted in either difficulty to have children in the future or mental trauma.
Do you care about their life?
That's a good question.
Or what about the moms like her mother, who I wish I actually had an abortion because that wasn't the life path that I wanted to go down, but it was one that I chose to make. Do you care about those?
I care about all people, so why do I care?
Do you care about that specific opinion? Somebody who regrets not getting an abortion?
Regrets not. No, I don't regret that mothers weren't.
No, but do you care about the opinions of moms who actually say, I have a child, but I'm not happy with having a family. I wish I had gotten an abortion. Do you think that
Why don't they just kill their kid?
I don't think that it necessarily follows that if you regret not getting an abortion, that you're going to commit murder.
But it's the same thing. Yeah, just put your up for adoption. If you regret it so bad, just give it.
I don't think most people at that point, they're not going to put their kid up for adoption.
Why not? You regret it.
No, I'm not saying anything's stopping them. I'm saying most people are not going to do that. But if you ask them, like, would you rather have an abortion or a family, some of them might say, yeah, actually, having a family and raising a child is very hard. Actually, wish I had an abortion.
I don't doubt that opinion might be.
Not everybody is fit to be a parent.
But let me just answer your question really quick. Why do I care? If you cannot get the life question right, then you get every other question wrong. When does life begin? And I care about the innocent. I don't like bullies. I don't like evil. And I believe it is an act of evil to destroy those that can't defend themselves, including the 1 million babies in.
Are you pro-contraception? Are you pro-women?
Personally, or I'm agnostic on the question politically, meaning it's legal, so be it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't consider it to be a good lifestyle choice, including most specifically hormonal birth control. Now, mind you, I'm over my skis on this being a man, but I will yield to the growing community of women on both sides of the political aisle that are ditching their hormonal birth control because they say, I don't like the way it makes me feel.
Or they want an IUD, which is not hormonal.
One second. But there is a growing body of literature by Dr. Daniel Amen and many other people that show that the pill increases anxiety and depression and certain types of ideation. So again, I am not going to act like an expert on that, but that's a legit community online of people that are ditching hormonal birth control.
I think the way that you're phrasing things of murdering the babies is quite interesting, because I don't think in any other example where we have a person and their life is somehow connected to someone else, if they decide hey, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't want to give my kidney to this person, I don't want to continue this blood transfusion, I don't want to continue this process, we wouldn't go and point at them and be like, you're a murderer. So I just think that there is a distinction to be made here when you're saying oh no, they're murdering babies, by just deciding that hey, actually I don't want this fetus to continue using my lungs, my blood, my organs to continue developing. Would you call somebody who doesn't want to have